When most people think of chocolate, they picture a silky, rich treat that melts in the mouth and brings a moment of indulgence. But not all chocolate is created equal. Among the many varieties, white chocolate stands out, not only for its pale color and creamy texture, but also for its impact on your health. In fact, when comparing white chocolate to brown milk chocolate, there are several reasons why white chocolate is considered the less healthy option. First, let's break down what white chocolate actually is. Unlike milk chocolate, which is made from cocoa solids, cocoa butter, milk, and sugar, white chocolate skips a crucial ingredient, the cocoa solids. Cocoa solids are the part of the cocoa bean that gives chocolate its characteristic flavor, color, and many of its health benefits. White chocolate, on the other hand, is made from cocoa butter, the fat extracted from cocoa beans, combined with sugar, milk solids, lecithin, and vanilla. The absence of cocoa solids is what gives white chocolate its distinct ivory color and its different nutritional profile. One of the major differences is in the chemical composition of these two types of chocolate. Milk chocolate contains both cocoa butter and cocoa solids, the latter of which are rich in beneficial compounds such as flavonoids, theobromine, and magnesium. These naturally occurring chemicals offer antioxidant properties, can improve heart health, and may even enhance cognitive function when consumed in moderation. White chocolate, however, contains none of these cocoa solids and therefore lacks these valuable nutrients and antioxidants. Instead, white chocolate often contains a higher concentration of certain additives and chemicals used in the manufacturing process. For example, to achieve the smooth texture and shelf stability, manufacturers often add emulsifiers like soy lecithin and sometimes even artificial flavorings to enhance taste. Additionally, some lower-quality white chocolates may contain vegetable oils or other fats to reduce costs, which can further decrease the nutritional value and introduce unhealthy trans fats. Fat is the main cause of cancer, obesity, necrosis, dementia, and many other serious health problems. But perhaps one of the most concerning differences lies in the sugar content. White chocolate is typically much higher in added sugars than milk chocolate. Since it lacks the bitter cocoa solids that balance out sweetness, manufacturers rely on sugar to provide the primary flavor. This means that a serving of white chocolate often delivers a significantly larger dose of sugar compared to the same amount of milk chocolate. For example, while a typical serving of milk chocolate may contain around 20 to 25 grams of sugar, the same amount of white chocolate can easily exceed 45 grams. Why does this matter? Excess sugar consumption is a well-known risk factor for a host of chronic health problems. When you regularly eat foods high in added sugars, like white chocolate, you increase your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. This is because high sugar intake can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your body's cells stop responding properly to insulin, causing blood sugar levels to rise. High sugar consumption is also linked to elevated blood pressure. Over time, excessive sugar in the diet can damage blood vessels, increase inflammation, and disrupt the balance of hormones that regulate blood pressure. This, in turn, increases your risk of heart disease and stroke. But the risks don't stop there. Consuming too much fat or added sugar is a major driver of weight gain and obesity, especially when combined with high-calorie foods like white chocolate that offer little satiety or nutritional value. Obesity itself is a risk factor for a wide range of conditions, from heart disease to certain organ failures and joint problems. In this way, the high sugar and ridiculous fat content of white chocolate indirectly contributes to a broader spectrum of health issues. It's important to note that, in moderation, dark and even milk chocolate can be part of a balanced diet. This is largely thanks to the presence of cocoa solids, which provide beneficial plant compounds known as flavonoids. These compounds offer antioxidant effects that help fight free radicals in the body, reduce inflammation, and support heart health by improving blood vessel function. Milk chocolate, while sweeter and less concentrated in cocoa solids than dark chocolate, still contains a measurable amount of these health-promoting compounds, as well as a modest amount of minerals like iron, magnesium, and potassium. When enjoyed occasionally and in small portions, Milk chocolate can be a satisfying treat that delivers both flavor and some minor health benefits. White chocolate, on the other hand, is almost entirely devoid of these advantages. Without cocoa solids, it lacks flavonoids, antioxidants, and the complex nutrient profile found in darker chocolates. What you're left with is essentially a combination of unhealthy sugar, fat, and empty-calorie dairy, with little to offer in terms of nutrition. While cocoa butter does contain some healthy fats, white chocolate is not enough to outweigh the downsides of high sugar content and the lack of other nutrients. Moreover, the industrial process used to make white chocolate often removes any potential beneficial compounds from the cocoa butter itself, leaving behind a product that is more about taste and texture than nourishment. For those concerned about maintaining a healthy diet, this means that white chocolate should be viewed as an occasional indulgence rather than a regular snack. In summary, while both milk chocolate and white chocolate are sweet treats meant to be enjoyed in moderation, white chocolate presents more health concerns. It is higher in sugar, which increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and indirectly to obesity. Unlike milk chocolate, it lacks the beneficial cocoa solids that provide antioxidants and essential minerals. The additives and processing chemicals, sometimes found in white chocolate, further reduce its nutritional value. When choosing a chocolate treat, opting for milk chocolate, or better yet, dark chocolate with a high percentage of cocoa solids, can provide a more balanced experience, offering a touch of sweetness along with health-promoting benefits. White chocolate, while delicious to some, is best reserved for special occasions, and enjoyed with the understanding that its impact on health is less favorable than its darker counterparts. By being mindful of these differences, you can make healthier choices while still indulging your sweet tooth from time to time.